LIB, what's up? LIB, stand up. So, listen, let me do this in simple English so that my people can understand it very clear. You know, we've been passing around trying to tell you how to vote, how not to vote, who to vote for. But the problem here is that the time I reach, October, the month. Now the month that the people come and vote, So all the old man then, the papi then, you'll be very, very careful. Because you know the men and I say they come in mayor to be good, they come in pay the country, they come in fix the road, they come and do the one. Most of them, you already know so the people can lie. So, me, I only come out going to tell you one more time before the day reach so that you can be very, very careful. You all shouldn't go start jumping on the road and this and that, and then you go vote for somebody, and then after a few times you come and say, oh, the man not doing the one, the man not doing the one, not doing that one. Because like the politician and normal thing there. Now, for the woman, they don't know what politician is. But they see people that I can't say my vote for them, men president. We will call them politicians. Okay? So you'll be very careful. They money when you go to that place to go vote for them, or to vote for the person you want to vote for, don't let somebody go photo your paper for you. If somebody try to photo your paper, call the police, tell them, say, the man telling me I'm a ready one, I read that one. Don't read it. Okay? Now, let me talk to my other people that understand the civil law English more. Yeah? We're gonna do this. October, okay? I have been going around, flying from country to country, trying to, you know, videotape documentaries about how, and talking against politicians and Liberian politics as a whole. Now, it's about time, and this is the month, that everyone is going to go and vote, you know, to elect the person to, you know, that they feel is the right person to run Liberia, or who they believe will do better for the country as a whole. It's all good to do. The only problem here is that at least we should not just go jumping, trying to just put anybody in power. Because at the end of the day, most of these people, man, you already know, you know, like they come to Liberia only when it's time for the election. And then they leave after they lose. And if they win, they come to America and bring all the family members and run the country again. Like I said before, like a grocery store. Now for you, for those of us or those of you who don't understand what grocery store is, supermarket in Liberian English. Okay? Now, let's understand one thing. People asking me, you know, almost on my video blog and saying, oh, but I mean, who do you guys think we should vote for? I mean, how do we know the person is right? How do we know the person is this? Now, if you should ask me, let's assume that I'm, you know, that I had a choice of two, you know, parties to say I can vote for two people at the same time. I can tell you one thing. It will either be Benina Ure, president of Liberia, or it will be George Opon-Manewia. And here's the thing, I know you're gonna tell me, oh, this, that. It's all good, but I'm telling you, the only two people that I think anyone should vote for, either or, it should be George Weah or it should be Benina Ure. Now, some people say, oh boy, Ure stole Liberian money when he was a maritime and this and this and this. Listen, man, regardless of how you looked at it, they're still gonna steal. Okay, that's what the people come and lie to. They'll lie and say this, they'll still steal. But let's look at who all the people have stolen money in Liberia. You got all the past politicians, you got all the different know-how, the so-called, we can do it, we can make it happen. But the truth be told, those people, they have let us down as Liberians. They have deceived the country. They have milked the country. They have steal. They have become rich. They empower themselves. I mean, for God's sake, look at the current government. Liberia has oil, but the oil company went bankrupt. How can an oil company go bankrupt? You know, it got me thinking. I believe two people, like I said earlier. You can either elect Benina Ure, and if I should give a justification of what I think you should elect Benina Ure. Okay, you're banned in politics. I know some people are gonna say, well, he was with Charles Taylor and they did this and they did that, etc., etc. But listen to this. How many Liberians that you can accuse of stealing the country money and actually investing it back within the country? Do you know why other countries are so developed in Africa? And one of the things is that, for example, let me give you an before and after picture of Ghana today, right? As you can see, this is what Ghana used to look like. And this is what Ghana looks like today. Okay? Check it out. Now, Ghanaian politicians or other African countries nearby, the politicians, everybody steal, everybody corrupt, everyone got some kind of hands in something else. But do you know what they do? They don't take the money out of the country to America or to Europe and go develop and go buy and go build other people's countries. They use the money within the country, and that's why you see those countries have developed, you understand? But then also, I believe Europe as a whole, a guy who left from the NPP-led government and be one of Liberia's richest business tycoon, okay? That is turning a dollar into a million or into a billion, okay? And I believe if he can use whatever he earned during the NPP regime, and today we have MTN in Liberia, we have Lone Star Cell, that is I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I think they are the largest employer, economically in Liberia today as it stands, okay? You can say what you want, say what you will. It doesn't change my opinion, as in why I believe Ure as a whole should be elected as president, okay? As, the choice of my list. In my own opinion, I wish and I pray that Ure and George Weah, was on one ticket. This would have just made my whole justification very simple, because then either or is actually good. Now let's look at my reasoning or my own understanding as to why I believe George Weah is better as well. Okay. Now you can say, well, what have he done for Liberia, etc., etc. But what have anyone else done for Liberia? Period. Okay. So either way, none of them can actually say anything better than than any of these guys. All right. Now, George Weah as a whole, this is a guy who, don't get me wrong and say, oh, he's not educated, he's not this, he's not that. I mean, when you want to be politically correct, what have the educated politicians done for Liberia? So this is why I'm justifying George Weah is also an option to run the country, because you know what? This is what I believe. This guy have the country at heart, okay? In his own weak way here and there, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, he's loved by the people, he's loved by the masses and everything else. But at the end of the day, I'd rather elect a president that I know will understand that, listen, this is what is better for the country, and try to at least do something. Try to empower the young people. Try to help the country as a whole. Judge, we don't have any, responsibility in America or in other countries that you say. Don't get me wrong, they do like to travel, but who doesn't? However, he's not going to take the Liberian poor money and go start buying houses in Europe and start sending children to school and this, etc., etc. I already believe that the money will be kept in the country, even if whatever will happen. At the end of the day, we as government will show development, it will show improvement in youth, it will show education, it will show healthcare, it will show job protections and stuff like that. So we need these people. We need either George Weah or we need Benny Ure. Because I really believe it's about time that Liberia is controlled by Liberians. We cannot have the economy of Liberia being controlled by a bunch of Lebanese, okay? Because these Lebanese motherfuckers, yes, I call them Lebanese motherfuckers, because why? They are #1 criminal to the fullest. All they in Liberia for is to milk the country. And so they're exploiting the country. These guys are just stealing. Go see how many wire transfers that leave Liberia per day going to Lebanese accounts in Lebanon and this and this and that. And when you go to even their country, you know why in Liberia? Because they can't survive in their own country. So they chose Liberia or they chose West Africa to come and milk it. The good things they're building in the country, they can't really build it in Liberia. But they rather build warehouses and all stores. How can you fill the entire city? Monrovia is full of stores. Okay? Come on. The city should be much better. If you ask me, I believe the Ure government, to be, or the George Weah government to be, will take Monrovia into a different dimension. Okay? They will change the country. For I really believe that we'll have a new capital city. okay? And we'll be able to fight the tax evasion that is carried out by 90% of Lebanese. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they do. These guys evade tax, they don't pay the right tax, they transfer money back to Lebanon every day, and nobody is keeping track of them. Because why? The government is in their pocket. You know, you got government officials who's partners with Lebanese companies or Lebanese businesses, and so they are protected. Now, we can take that same empowerment and give it to Liberians as a whole. So what they do is that they will go ahead and stand for Liberia, okay? And listen, man, I'd rather have my people running my own country than having Lebanese running my economy, okay? For all I care, let's deport every Lebanese and let them start over. Go back, apply for visa, and come out to Liberia. And in this way, we keep track of what you do and how you do it, okay? Get your residency through the proper channel. And the saddest thing about the whole ideology about the Lebanese, matter of fact, the Indians and every other foreign Middle Easterns that in Liberia, is that they underpay the Liberian's employee. Okay, how can you pay a Liberian employee that is doing heavy lifting, you know, 24 hours a day, you know, 30 days or 25 days a month, $100 and under? You know, how can he live on that? But then they go to Lebanon, bring their cousin or their friend or their family member, give them a better position, and they provide house, cars, and pay them. Like some of them make what, $5,000 a month, some of them make $2,000 a month. But they got all these Liberians working for them, can't even make $1,000. That's something that we need either the Euro government or the Georgia government to stand up for. And I believe there's only two people I think can stand up for those kind of rights. And the reason why I'm saying the reason I'm saying ban that Euro to begin with. Euro, go to Lone Star Cell MTN and see how much a Liberian is making. You know what I'm saying? I got people who tell me that, look, I make $300 a month when working with Lone Star. I make $1,000, I make $9,000. And we're talking US currency. You know what I'm saying? That's what the US government would do because they're already doing it. This will just be implemented across the entire country. The Lebanese or Indians cannot bring in foreigners and pay them more than the locals. Okay? We'll fight that. You're a government. We are government implementing the same thing. Okay? So, my people, now back to my simple English. My Liberian people are begging you. You let go out in this October month. And I'm begging you. You let you come, you join me. We should either elect Benin Europe or we should elect George Weah. Are the only two people Liberia get to go fight for. Nobody else. All the men are Japo. That's so noise the person. Okay? Look at, for example, the vice president. He say in old car. That's why he can't do nothing. They might take him from the garage. You been in the garage, your old car. You know what happen to the old car on the road? You can fix it, but you put new engine in it and you put new tire, the car will break down one day while you're running. So when you elect the vice president, you made the vice president president for that bureau. The mayor tells you your old car, that man will break down one day, and you will tell us about that old car now, you know, you can understand. So I'm begging you, Boaka cannot be president. The old car, the man was in power for almost 12 years. They didn't do nothing. Don't let him fool you. Old car cannot be trusted to go long distance. Old car can only go from Cinco to Broad Street. Okay? So you let him to be going from Congo Town to Broad Street and leave it like that. Boaka, no. George Weah, yeah. Muya, CDC, Muya, you already know the answer. Then you got Ure. Ure will make it happen. So for those of us that are confused, these are your two options. You choose Ure or you choose George Weah. And you let run Liberia as Liberians should own the country. This is our time and we are taking over. God bless you guys, and I see you on election day in the massive, and we'll make this happen. Celebration 2017 is coming for inauguration. Peace out. Sheikh Bassirou, Bashir County, say so. And as you already know, Liberian has blood and son of the motherland. God bless you.